Hey guys, welcome to Recreate the Plate. Today we are going to make lemon bars. So the first thing we're going to do is put parchment paper into our 9 by 13 pan. So I'm just already cut it to fit. And I'm just going to try to figure out how to make these corners. Just cut out the little corners. And this recipe is by Preppy Kitchen. If you've ever watched him, I love his recipes. I have made a few things by him, and they actually always turn out really good. So I think that's going to work. Okay, I'm going to set that to the side. Okay, now what we're going to do is I have 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour in here already, and I'm going to add 2/3 cups of powdered sugar. Then I'm going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. The recipe calls for a 1/2 teaspoon, but I'm only using a 1/4 because my butter is salted. And the recipe does call for unsalted butter. So just depending on what you're using. So we'll put that right in. Now just get this all mixed in. So we're just making like a shortbread crust first. Just going to get all my dry ingredients. And now we're going to add in 1.5 sticks or 12 tablespoons of butter. And I am using salted. Just going to pour that in. Okay, and then it starts getting kind of crumbly. Just going to go in with my hand. So just kind of mixing until it's kind of incorporated all the flour. Almost there. Okay, that looks good to me. Now, what we do here is we take the dough. I'm going to kind of crumble it up a bit. It smells really good and buttery. Now, we're going to just sprinkle this all around on the bottom of the pan. Trying to cover the whole pan. And he did warn about one thing, and that was that your crust, you really want to press it down. He said if you do not press it all the way down, that it actually sometimes will float up and become the top. And we don't want that to happen. And then just start working that down. And he also used a glass. Oh, that's kind of coming out, yeah. So this is the trick for sure, the glass. What do y'all think? I think that looks pretty good. Okay, then he took like a little knife or something and just kind of made the edges. Just work that down. Just, I think so when we do cut it, that it's a nice, pretty edge. This is nice. Okay, now this goes into a 350 oven for about 20 to 25 minutes. Okay, now we need the zest from 3 lemons. And I do not have one of those little nice little zesters. I've never zested a lemon before. So I'm just going to use the really fine grating part on my grater, and hopefully that will work. I mean, I think it will. Yeah, oh, it smells good. I'm always trying to make a recipe and not having the right fancy tools. This is working pretty good. One down. And number 3. I need to start making me a wish list of all the little tools of things I need in my kitchen and start building me up some nice little tools for all these recipes I make. Look, I'm even using a broken, even my grater is broken right here. but that's okay. It still works. Okay, so we need 1 cup of lemon juice. I do not have a juicer, so we're just gonna use our hand. I might not should have done a recipe that I didn't have all the utensils for. Should make my husband come do this part. I'm a long way from a cup. Of course, this is just my first one. Now I'm getting seeds in there, but I'll strain it. That kind of works, doing my hands like this. And he did suggest using real lemons and not, just lemon juice that you can, just buy already squeezed because, lemon is the star of the show here. So I think it's going to be worth our effort. Oh, we are half a cup. I bought a whole bag of lemons. I kind of looked up like how many lemons should it take, and it said about 6 to 8 medium size, and these kind of seem like small lemons to me. So I bought a little whole bag of them. I have 1 cup of lemon juice. I enlisted the help of my husband. My hands got tired, so he was gracious enough to help. And now I'm going to strain and get all of the seeds out. Okay, next step. We're going to put 3 cups of sugar into our food processor. And you can make this without a food processor. You would just really mince up your lemon zest and then mix it together really good in a bowl. But we're just going to speed up the process with the food processor. So we're going to add our lemon zest right in. And then we're just going to blend, he said, until the sugar turns kind of yellow and gets a little wet. Makes that job easy for sure. Now we're going to just pour our sugar and lemon into a bowl. And I need to be careful with that knife blade. And then we're going to add a 1/2 cup of flour. Gonna mix that in. Get that really blended. Now we add in our 1 cup of lemon juice that we worked so hard for, and 8 eggs. So I let these little beauties come to room temperature today. I'm just going to break them into another bowl. Where's that? Oh, that was under the glass dish, y'all, and I was trying to get it out. Okay, in with 8 eggs. We pour this right onto our warm crust, and then we bake for 25 minutes, turning halfway through. So we'll give it another stir. And this just goes back into that 350 oven. Oh, I picked that up way too fast. I about had a disaster. Okay, it's out of the oven. And mine did have to stay in the oven for, instead of 25 minutes, it's had to stay in for about 37 minutes. So now we need to let it cool just on the counter for an hour. And then it needs to cool in the refrigerator for a minimum of 2 hours before you end up cutting it. It's okay if it is still a little jiggly in the center. It will firm up as it cools. That worked pretty good. His just seemed to slide right out. Mine's not doing that. There we go. Okay. Oop, I lost some of my, you know what that is? That's the topping, and it just come off at the bottom, so that's not good. And they just broke. We're gonna push them back together. How about that? So what I found when mine was baking, it just would not, I mean, it was like liquid still on a lot of it after the time was up. So I know he said it was supposed to be just jiggly in the center. So I kept baking it until it was just jiggly in the middle, which might have overbaked it. Well, we're going to push forward. And the next classic ingredient is powdered sugar. And we're just going to put that all over the top. Slip that in there. I mean, it's pretty, but we want it to taste good, don't we? Okay. Oh, he did say, wet your knife and clean it between each cut. So I will do that. Let me get a paper towel. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, look at this layer. That looks nice. That one's so pretty. I should taste an ugly one. Wow. That is good. It's so lemony. You can tell that is real lemons. It really has a burst of tremendous lemon flavor. The crust is really good. The little shortbread crust we did. I'm going to give this a win, y'all. I think this turned out good. I wasn't so sure, though, because of the effort that it did take to squeeze those lemons. But I didn't have the right tool. So if you have a little lemon press, this is going to be a lot easier. So there's not a whole lot of ingredients in this. And, you know, I would make this again. I would get a lemon press, but I would make this again. So I hope you guys will give this one a try. Thanks for joining me on Recreate the Plate. And if you've enjoyed it, I hope you'll follow along. Thanks, you guys.